Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pulse here, joined by the PeakBot team and former special guest, present new co-host of this show. Welcome in, Mark Phillips from Harvested Financial. Mark, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, with that promotion already, my Monday's going great. Yeah, I didn't even do anything, and I got promoted from a guest to a host. This is fantastic.
Yeah, you just woke up on the right side of the bed today, and you joined the right crew here. Very excited to have you, Mark. Excited for today's show. Another week of trading in the books, and another week of trading ahead. Got a lot to go through. Of course, as always, at any time during the show, if there's questions on anything at all, just let us know, put it live in the chat or message us on the number below. Today, we're going to be reviewing PeakBot picks. We're going to see how Ben, Thomas, and I did at the end of last week. It's been an interesting few weeks. Thomas is still winless. So, Thomas, if you're watching right now, I just want to make sure you didn't forget that. But excited to go in and look at that. We will be taking a look at stocks in real life. When we covered this last time with Mark, we talked about good old golden arches in McDonald's. Today we'll be discussing another stock in real life. And we'll take a look at the market, do a little bit of market analysis, determine how we're feeling, how we're breaking out our model portfolios, of course, talk about our partnership with Harvested Financial and our professionally managed accounts. So stay tuned. I'm already talking way too much. Ben, I didn't ask you earlier. How you doing?
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't ask how I was doing. I'm doing all right.
Good.
We're good. We said it backstage before. New York sports teams not doing so hot.
No.
Yanks got to pull out a win tonight. Jets really blew it yesterday. Did you watch the game?
I tried not to, but I did. Yeah, I did watch it.
It's like one of those things you don't want to look at, but you just can't help but looking at.
It's a car crash live. New York sports team's not doing so well. Ben's Giants play tonight, so you're going to be double screening the Yankees Giants. So good luck to you. Hopefully, you had a better week last week in the market than you did with your sports teams. So we can get into it.
Let's get into PeakBot picks. I want to see who won last week.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Ben, I'm going to give him a peek at the picks, and then I'm going to have you pull up your Tradier chart. Yep. And Mark, by the way, if you have any thoughts on these picks, by the way, just know that Ben and I are top the leaderboard, I believe, right, Ben?
I think so, yeah.
So, and then anyway, here we go. So, Ben, I'm just gonna get through this quickly. We're gonna motor here. You ready?
Let's motor through.
All right. Walmart. Stay tuned. It's actually the stock in real life. Spoiler alert. We got a lot to talk about with Walmart. $20 earned in premium, $80 sold strike. I was bullish on this. I'm trying to stay above 80.
Above 80. You did it.
Old Faithful. We're going to talk about that more. Lowe's, $106 in premium earned, trying to stay above 277.5 put spread, bullish. Yikes.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. I think when we looked on Friday, this one wasn't doing so hot. For a stock that high, $10 off, I don't know what it started at. Just unsuccessful. That's okay. Hey, Lowe's, another great stock for me on the wheel, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I know somebody who is.
I will comment that Lowe's in real life is a fantastic place to go. So I'm looking forward to doing that as a stock in real life.
Let me ask you. Maybe we can look at that today as well. Let me ask you a question. You a Lowe's guy or a Home Depot guy? Or is it just really based on what's closer to you?
They're about equidistant, and I'm a Lowe's guy.
Okay, good to know. That's
not
good.
A fan of the orange, huh?
No, I don't know. Maybe a bad Home Depot experience here or there, and Lowe's just feels friendlier. Not financial advice. It might be home improvement advice, but I think their products are a little higher quality.
I love it. All right, good to know. Hey, I like that stock. That's over the last year. I mean, that's a good looking chart. It's not Walmart, but it's close. All right, so I'm 1 for 2. I said we were going to fly. I lied. SPY. I went straight up SPY, put spread bullish. Yep, $107 premium earned, trying to stay above 580.
580.
Oh, crushing. 1 for 3.
Heartbreaker. 1 for 3. That's borderline embarrassing.
So the pick, that's a loss, absolutely. But if you collected $107 of premium, you're still a winner on that trade.
Yeah,
at
right.
580, you're a small winner. You're a winner by like $11.
That's a great point.
And
Mark, do you mind explaining real quick why Dillon would still be a winner here, given the premium earned less, the loss incurred?
That's exactly it, right? So if he sold, I don't know how wide your spread was. It actually doesn't matter for the purposes of break even. But you're short the 580. You've collected, or you said $107 in premium.
Yeah,
your break even would be 578.93. So the strike price minus the premium collected. You actually, when you're trading this in real life with a spread, you needed to stay above your break even, not just your short strike. So even though directionally you were wrong, thanks to option premium, thanks to the amount you collected on that trade, you're still a winner on this.
Love it.
Ooh, Dillon, is that an extra dimension we throw into the game here?
So we're needing to take in consideration. It's possible. The answer is yes, we could.
We'll debate. Maybe as a tiebreaker. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty set on rocks, paper, scissors for all tiebreakers.
That's because you have a high win rate with rock, paper, scissors.
Well, I'm just doing laps in you guys' heads. I know what you're doing before you're doing it. All right, so 1 for 3 for me.
1 for 3.
Not good. We'll get that updated on social. Okay, Ben, DJT bullish. Normally, you were riding the bear train there on DJT.
No, it's been bullish the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, the chart is interesting when we looked at it last week. Anyway, 112 in premium earn, trying to stay above 27.
Above 27.
Wow. This stock is outrageous.
Look at that. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't trade this actually just for the competition.
Look at the last month, because you've been trading it for the last month, and you were bearish, and the chart was going up, but you were winning because the spread was so ridiculous.
It was crazy. And you know what? When we're trading spreads, especially with trend spread, these reversal weeks are the weeks that hit us, and that's where we get we can get hit with a loss. Yeah. But it was a pretty well-defined reversal. It just bumped off of this $12 price and then went right back up. So it was really just 1 week that it was a loser. And then it's been paying out great premium. So, all right, 1 for 1.
Okay, very cool. You were bearish on GameStop, $12 earned in premium, trying to stay below 22.5. That was this chart's also just wild to look at. Obviously, but it's been very flat since July-ish. Okay. Bullish, Ben. So, Ben, you're 2 for 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bullish on ticker BILL. $30 in premium earned, $56 sold strike. Trying to stay above. Oh.
No good. No good.
All
right. 2 for 3.
All right.
2 for 3.
Thomas has an opportunity here. Not even here. He could really get on the board here. All right, here we go. Thomas. Oxy. He's been riding that for a while. Bearish on Oxy, $19 in premium earned, $53. He's trying to stay below. Does it? That's a bearish chart for sure. J&J.
Ball on this is I'm surprised that was that little premium.
I hate. I could have been incorrect. I hate that could be.
Dillon has misrecorded before.
Yeah. I'll do a check on that, but
I thought it was higher vol. It's 35. So that's not the craziest number. I just thought this was a lot higher.
All right. You trade this stock?
Not actively, but
yeah,
it comes up.
It's there. It's always on our watch list.
Yeah.
Ben, did I give you? Oh, J&J. Okay. $20 premium earned. He was trying to stay above 162.5. Didn't do it. This is going to come down to it. This is going to come down to another Rochambeau. CMG. If he loses this, you're going to take the week with 2 out of 3. I think. CMG bullish. He earned 20 in premium. His most boring premium selections. Sold strike of 58. He did.
All right.
So,
it's another tie between me and Tom.
Tie. Yeah, that's a 2-for-3 tie. You and Thomas atop. And what? Settle Friday with rock paper scissors, or are we gonna bake in another layer here?
No, we'll do rock paper scissors for now, but
okay.
we'll talk about how we might want to use premium in the competition. I think it's a good idea.
No, absolutely. All right, very cool. So those were our PeakBot picks from last week. If you want to see our picks for this week, check in on our social. I'll have those posted this morning. And yeah, cool. What else we got, gentlemen?
All right, so now I think we should hop over into stocks in real life.
Yes.
And today we are going to talk about Walmart. And Dillon, I know you've been a huge fan of Walmart. I'll pull up the chart for Walmart right here. Great stock for the wheel, right? Not financial advice, of course. Let's get that banner floating throughout this entire segment here, but not financial advice. Dillon, you've been obviously choosing Walmart for the picks competition, but have you been trading it in real life?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll pull it up. Walmart is truthfully my largest, well, not holding, I'm selling it on the wheel, but I have the most capital across my entire portfolio allocated toward Walmart. And that's about $8,000 a week. The sold strike price, all puts recently. Well, obviously on the wheel, that's always going to be the case until it's signed. I've been trading this for 3 or 4 months. It is the cornerstone of my portfolio on the wheel. Again, capital intensive a little bit. I have about an 18K account. 8 of it every week is going to be ready to buy Walmart shares, if not just collect premium on it. I love this stock. I mean, this is the chart says it alone, right? That's the last year here. It looks similar in every time frame that you look at. Just couldn't be a bigger fan. This and Bank of America are in my wheel right now. Steady
all those picks. They're great, steady, dividend paying, they like smooth, consistent ball. I think I was just looking, Walmart's around 22 to 25 range. Maybe earnings gets it up to 28, but like that's exactly the type of company that isn't going to get spooked. It's going to have a pretty consistent trading range. And for better or for worse, you know what you're going to get. And like, while those premium numbers might not be as kind of like dazzling as some of these other names, like the consistency and the trend here is like makes for a great wheel stock.
So Mark, I've got a question for you and we'll talk about this in just a minute. Since, we've partnered PeakBot, Harvested Financial, you can leverage PeakBot's automated strategies and have a financial advisor at your side, Mark and team. Do you think Walmart would make it into a majority of your clients' automated portfolios?
Yeah, in the templates that I've been scribbling down, of course, not financial advice, but yeah, this is the type of name that I think it fits into a lot of different objectives. And, even though I described all of its attributes for, being, consistent, steady, and that sounds pretty risk off, like even if you're an aggressive, trader with a long horizon and high risk tolerance, like this can fit in well too. And, you can adjust the parameters for how you want to get in there. But overall, between kind of the consistent profile here. And then another thing I measure is the liquidity overall too. Like options tend to be very liquid in Walmart. You got a lot of strike listings. You've got a lot of, relatively tight spreads. So like, it's not just about getting into the trade, right? You have to be able to get out of that trade. And a name like this is pretty easy. You've got a lot of choice for what to do here. And, you're not giving up big fees to get in and out of the position. So up and down, I think this is a great stock to trade no matter what your objectives are.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I wanted to pull up Trading View here and just take a look at the analyst forecast here. And I love this view. It kind of shows you what analysts are thinking over the course of the next year. We've got a strong buy rating based on 40 analysts over the past 3 months, 29 strong buy, 7 buy, 3 hold, and only 1 strong sell. So overall, analyst outlook looks pretty good. I mean, if you look at the forecasted price over the course of the next year, not much movement down, not much movement up either. I mean, the max of a $98 price target, average of $86. Really anywhere in that range, trading the wheel is like perfect because you could still withstand like small drawdowns with the wheel strategy. So that's Mark. That's your thoughts and call it experience trading Walmart. Do we have any real life experiences at Walmart we want to talk about? Very controversial on social media. Do you shop at Walmart or not?
I was thinking before this show, I was like, when was my last Walmart experience? And I was racking my brain because I'm not an active Walmart shopper. I might be an active Walmart trader, but I'm not. And I actually remembered I was getting my tires changed out about a year ago. And I had like 2 hours at Town Fair Tire to kill. And I wandered over to the Walmart and took a little spin around Wally World. Ended up getting some graph paper and colored pencils to pass the time. So I've contributed about $6 to Walmart's gross revenue over the past year.
Wow. Couldn't be more of an opposite story for Ben here. Ben, why don't you give the audience your experience with Walmart?
You see, I've got a super Walmart right. I could almost see it out my window. It's so close and just way too convenient. I'm at that Walmart 3 or 4 times a week. They've got groceries there too. So because it's so close, if my wife and we want to make something particular for dinner, we'll just go get the groceries for that and then come back. But it's tough because whenever I walk into Walmart, you're not walking out spending any less than $50. It happens. You don't realize.
Unless you're Mark killing time for that.
Unless you're Mark, exactly. I don't have any crazy, like, these are the Walmart shoppers of Instagram type experiences. My Walmart is pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
Consistent. It's all reliable. For me, I don't have one conveniently close. I don't have a great one conveniently close. But I will say this. Walmart outdoor furniture, my entire deck is brought to you by Walmart. I think for the price and the quality, I don't know why you would go anywhere else.
Are you doing in store or are you doing shopping online?
I mean, I'm probably going online. Yeah, I don't think I'm going in the store. I am likely just going to Walmart.com for that.
Now, talking about Lowe's has some nice outdoor furniture on display at all times.
Pull up Lowe's and then let's talk about it. Let's hit them to 2 for 1 today. So Mark, your contribution to Walmart has maybe been $6 in the last century. But how about Lowe's? Now you're a Lowe's guy. Let me ask you a question, Mark. Are you a handy guy?
I like to pretend as one on the weekend. Yeah. I cosplay as a handyman on the weekend.
So is that what you're being for Halloween? Handyman?
I should be, yeah. I put some James Taylor on, the old handyman.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your trading experience with Lowe's, how you feel about the stock, maybe a little bit, and also your real life experience.
So I'd say converts to Walmart, I have a lot more experience in Lowe's physically than I do trading the actual name. So I'd say I'm at Lowe's every other week, probably. That's a lot. That's not quite Ben's Walmart frequency, but my current project, and I actually like them overall, but I had a disaster experience with them the last time.
Oh no!
I am currently building a brick shed in my backyard, and I got about 800 bricks delivered and a quarter ton of cement mix. But they brought me cement mix instead of mortar mix. And it took them about a week to adjust that. So my project was severely delayed due to that delivery error. But overall, I think they're a great company. Love them. Shop there over Home Depot all the time.
It's funny you say that because if we zoom into the chart here, it looks like they had a little dip there right at the end. Maybe that was due to some poor customer experience right around the time you may have gone.
This is the Mark's wrong shipment. This gap right here.
Yep.
That's that.
I didn't blast them on social media.
You didn't give them a Yelp review?
No.
I don't know if I'm proud to say this or not. I've given 2 Yelp reviews, one good, one unbelievably good, one unbelievably bad. But anyway, we can get into that.
That's how it goes.
All right.
All right. So we talked about Walmart. We talked about Lowe's. I want to talk a bit about, again, for anybody that has joined us and came a little bit late today, we've got Mark on the show. Mark is a host now with myself and Dillon on Monday mornings. We are going to be talking through all of these different types of topics between stocks and real life, our partnership. We'll be reviewing economic events in just a minute. And then we'll be talking about our model portfolios. And as we start to onboard clients with Mark and Harvested Financial, we can talk about Mark's outlook for the week and what he's planning on setting up and what we're planning on setting up for our model portfolios. So just to give some more detail, PeakBot and Harvested Financial have teamed up. So Mark and team in Harvested Financial, they are, Mark, I'll let you give yourself an intro in a minute, but I tend to give bad intros and then, just wind up saying the same thing, but 30 times better. But now Harvested Financial will be able to leverage the power of PeakBot and the automations that we provide. So Mark, why don't you tell the audience here what you do and how you're leveraging PeakBot for their benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think kind of what makes me most excited about this partnership is that I get to spend my time focused on the things that matter most in managing a client's account. It's working with the client, it's understanding objectives, it's allocating across different stocks and making those changes over time and paying attention to the markets, doing some research, doing data analytics about which names make sense. But then I get to hand off the execution and the implementation to a proven piece of software that can be there at noon to enter my iron condors, that can be there to close my wheel trades, that can handle all of the things that computers do very well and can act as an extension of my expertise and analysis, while I get to focus on the things that the humans do best in monitoring the markets. Lean on the bots to handle the systematic implementation, lean on me to handle customized portfolios. Let the technology make the trades. Let me make the decisions about where to allocate and what combination of stocks and strategies is going to make the most sense for any individual's objective there.
Fantastic. Yeah, and if you've ever thought, I love PeakBot, I love the bots, I don't know what stocks to pick, or I don't know where to put my money, this is the solution for you. The link is up on screen. Use peakbot.com/harvested. It'll take you to this website right here. And if you're wondering, if you've got questions, we do have some frequently asked questions up here. You could read through those. And then if you're wondering what the fees are here, there's a nice little slider that Mark built out depending on how much capital, how much cash you're going to give Mark to manage for you. The annualized rate will decrease as that number increases. And then the PeakBot software fee on top of that is going to be updated because, of course, the more capital that is being automated, the more sophisticated software needs to be to allocate that capital in the right places at the right times and get those orders filled for you. You could actually do this with just $10,000. Now, there are minimum annual fees. There's a minimum annual fee for Harvested, minimum fees for PeakBot, which is $25 per month. So there are minimum fees, but you could have a professional marketing team manage your accounts with PeakBot's bots with just $10,000. So if you think this is the right solution for you, again, head over to usepeakbot.com/harvested, fill out this form, and you're going to be put on a wait list. We are currently bringing in just 10 clients per week as we're kind of getting this whole motion in place, getting things figured out. It will all be with Tradier. You'll be opening up a new Tradier account. So while this is all happening, just 10 new clients coming in per week. That frequency or that amount will increase in a couple of weeks, I'd say, or maybe even a month or two. As we get the process more smooth, and we could start bringing on more clients at one time. If you want to jump up that list, bring a friend. That'll put you into the next wave of clients coming in. So if you are interested and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to wait on the wait list, well, call up one of your buddies, say, hey, I've got this really interesting investment opportunity. You can use algorithms that are built for retail investors, and I can have a professional manage those algorithms for me, get my monthly reports. The fees, again, they don't even come out of your bank account. They come out of your investment account. So you won't see a monthly fee coming out of your bank account like you would paying the software fee for PeakBot. See, we have a comment here. Thanks, Silene. I think it's definitely a great hands-off service for anybody that wants to use these bots, but wants, again, to have a professional manage those bots for them.
Becoming a very big fan of Silena, becoming a great participant on our live show. Thank you, Silena. We couldn't agree more. Yeah, look, we've heard this for years now, right? Ben and I building this business. Hey, can you help me pick? No, we cannot pick stocks for you. We're not licensed to do so. But Mark is. So again, use peakbot.com/harvested. Mark, any other comments, anything to add on our new partnership here?
Yeah, I mean, maybe just to elaborate on what Ben mentioned about setting up the brokerage account, like there's a little bit of work to do in the beginning. I'm sorry about that. There's a bunch of questions I've got to ask. I am licensed. That's part of the whole catch. But once we set up that account, and that really only takes between 10 and 15 minutes. And once we get that account set up, what you'll be giving and handing over to me is what's called limited trading authority. And then every week I'm going to be going in and making my adjustments, very similarly to what these guys talk about on the show here. That process that they're verbalizing every Friday afternoon, setting up their model portfolios, is very similar to how I'll be managing my client accounts and reallocating based on the opportunities during the given week, adjusting which stocks are in which portfolios. So, pulling out a Lowe's, adding a Walmart, throwing in a McDonald's in there. But then also adjusting the percentages of the portfolio that might be in different strategies. Is this a wheel-like week? Are we in a risk-off mode where we're pausing iron condors? A lot of that nuance that kind of needs to take place every week to capture the options opportunities out there, I'll be handling behind the scenes. And you can simply let the combination of human management, algorithmic execution, really take over your portfolio. And there's really nothing more to do kind of once you get set up, and it's a hands-free experience after that. But of course, we're here for questions to discuss changes and allocations and whatnot. So you kind of still do have that human, touch point should you need it, because, finance is complicated.
Well said. Well said. Excellent. Well, again, any questions, let us know. Go to the website, use peakbot.com/harvested, get on the wait list or move up the wait list. Amazing. All right. Let's talk about maybe take a look at the SPY right now, Ben. I want to.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to just say I want to use the TradingView tool and charts to look at expected move for SPY. We haven't done that on this show. This is a new tool that we're digging right now.
Well, it's a bit different for SPY. There's not really analyst movements.
True. All right. Yeah. Right. We can figure out something else. Never mind.
Way to kill the mojo.
Continue.
I was going to say, Mark mentioned, he's going to be obviously managing and monitoring these accounts each week. Now we're going to take a step into the decision-making process. At least, Dillon, this is what you and I do. And Mark, I know you take into consideration a lot of the information that we're about to look at. And things that are very impactful, events that are very impactful are economic events, right? So we like to take a look at the economic calendar each week, at least Dillon and I do, and try to factor that into how we want to set up our portfolios each week. Now, we've got a major economic event, major political event next week with an election. Right. And I did take a look at this calendar and want to talk about some of these things coming up this week. There are quite a bit of different types of events that I think will impact the market this coming week. And then with the election coming next week, I think there's probably going to be a lot of uncertainty. There's probably going to be a lot of cash leaving the market from people that are just, they want to stay hands off, and they just don't want any part of the election. There's going to be money flowing in that want to take advantage of the higher implied volatility in trading options through this economic event. So that said, I'll start scrolling here, and you guys tell me if anything really pops off the page to you. Today, we've just got some note and bill auctions. Tomorrow, we've got some retail inventory. We've got job openings. This is marked as high importance on TradingView. And I think previously, job openings reports impacts our iron condor strategy, right? I would say that it doesn't impact so much the trend spread or wheel strategy as much, but the iron condor strategy, since we're trading SPY and Qs and these ETFs, which take into consideration a lot of companies, there's some impact there. Mark, does job openings cause you to sway in any direction for trading the iron condor?
You know me, I'm pretty aggressive on keeping the iron condor on.
Right.
Through thick and thin, it has to be pretty, I'm not sure if it's thick or thin, but it has to be pretty extreme for me to want to pull it off. So I probably would not pull off my iron condors for that.
What about GDP growth rate quarter over quarter?
No.
Nope. Trucking right through. See,
I don't
this
think
is
we're
the
going
kind
to
of
find
guy
something.
you want in your corner.
Yeah.
Maybe a CPI, maybe a Fed minutes, and like even those are subjective to, 6 months ago they were a lot more impactful than they are today. So even events have their cycles of to what degree they matter in the landscape. Honestly, this week I'm probably more eyes on a lot of the Mag 7 earnings that I think we have 5 of them reporting this week. Other than Tesla and Nvidia are the only 2 that are not.
Wow.
So we've got Meta today or tomorrow, Microsoft, Amazon and Apple are at the end of the week. So in a lot of ways, I think those are going to be, those have the potential to drive some shakeup in the market.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. And we don't look at earnings too much on this calendar, at least. There's just so much to look at on this calendar. But you can find that information on our watch lists. If you are using PeakBot, you'll have access to these watch lists. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of our watch list, that's where you can see all of the companies that are reporting earnings, and they're highlighted in this nice ugly red. So
Amazon.
These are companies reporting earnings within the next 7 days.
Microsoft, Apple, yep, they're all in there.
So earnings are tough to trade. I have been trading for a long time, and I still find earnings a really difficult game to play. And that's if you're doing iron condors in individual names, that's absolutely a time that you want to be out. That I find the idiosyncrasy of them is just underpriced. And yes, there's higher premium. Yes, that's attractive, but weird stuff happens.
Yeah, it's a coin flip at best to me. It's like how trading through earnings. Really. To me, no clue what can happen. So, all right. So nothing really this week that's going to shake us too much, I guess, Ben.
Nothing that's going to sway Mark. And like I said, that's the guy that you want in your corner. Somebody with a weaker stomach like myself, I'm going to tone it down on my iron condors this week, where I might trade, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 condors in each of my accounts this week. I might go down to 2. I'll still trade, but I'm going to definitely lower the rate at which I'm trading them. Because I do see some events here that, for me, they especially a filter for high importance events. There's just job openings, unemployment. I've seen those move the market against me, and maybe I'm just jaded from past experiences. But those are the types of events that I'm looking to avoid here. So again, when you're developing your own trading routine, important to factor in what's important to you and what you think will affect your strategy and what won't. Not financial advice. that's, we're actively displaying what we do here. Okay, so that's the economic calendar. Now, how do we think that this is going to impact our model portfolio for this coming week? And we've been referencing model portfolio. I will quickly flash on my screen. This is something that Dillon and I have been working on.
Oh, you're showing them, huh?
For a few weeks now. Yeah, I'll show.
All right.
We created this little model portfolio, not financial advice. Of course, let's get that banner going again.
Oh, all right.
But we've got market direction, we have your personal risk tolerance, and then we have PeakBot's bots and what percentage of our portfolio and this is based on a 25K portfolio, what percentage of the portfolio would we base or would we invest in each of these bots here? So going into this week, Dillon, how are you feeling? Like, where would you align in terms of market direction and then risk tolerance for the current market?
Yeah, well, truthfully, I still haven't taken a look at SPY this morning and the outlook. So I'll likely be doing that. Could do it now if we want to. I think for me, okay, so what do you got here? So we're just bending around a little bit. Pre-market, are we up?
We're up. We're up $3 pre-market.
Now, when you go to technical analysis tool down below it, Ben, not that I look at this very often, but the week and the month are still pretty good. I think 5 sell signals on the week is more than we've seen on the SPY, at least on this tool, in quite a while. Now, the shorter you go, the crazier this gets. And it was interesting because pre-market's up. If you look at like 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever on here, it's just almost complete opposite. So this morning, to me, for those day traders out there, no idea what's going to be taking place this morning. But for me, look, I'm still bullish, but this is kind of the last week where I'm going to be allocating most of my capital. Me too. I will also be pulling things back, of course, with the election. But this week, I'm still going to go about my business. I have about 65 to 70% of my cash in the wheel right now. Ben, in fact, I'll share my screen and I'll just show my active portfolio if that works.
Sure.
Let me get that up. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I've had some recovery here, as you guys can see, for those who've been checking in on me and my account on these live shows. So look, my wheel, again, if we look at my Tradier account right now, this is at 17.5, okay? So I have 12.2 in the wheel on Walmart and Bank of America. Again, none of this financial advice, is just me and my portfolio here. I'm rocking with these two probably through the election as well. I'm not concerned about these stocks in the long term. I'll probably collect some more premium on it because the stock overall or the market overall might be more volatile, but I'm sticking with these. Right now, I'm in on my trend spread strategy. I'm in on Nike and AXP. You can see I have less than $1,000 allocated toward trend spread. But I saw a very clear bear trend on Nike last week when we were doing picks. I decided to jump on it. I'm trying to stay below 81 there for Friday. And then American Express also looked really good to me. I'm trying to stay above 255. But I'm treading lightly. I'm not going to be doing really anything else on trend spread because I have no idea what's going to happen. As Mark mentioned, a lot of key earnings reports this week. And then on Iron Condor, right now I have 7 total condors between SPY and Qs. I may trim this a little bit, maybe down to like 2 and 2. I might trim some SPY there and just reserve a bit more cash. But for me this week, I'm not changing too much. Next week, I'm gonna probably go into hibernation mode a little bit. So that's where I'm at.
I think this week's going to be interesting, and this is true of all earnings seasons, but particularly with the election coming up next week, I think we're going to see a lot more dispersion across names. So I think there's a way to think about whether you're thinking about individual equities or whether you're thinking about the broad market. And I think the broad market will do what the broad market does, but regardless of that, I think we're going to see a lot more extremes amongst the individual names. that whether it's because of an earnings report, whether it's because of something cyclical, that like the index is the average. And you can get that average by one being up 1% and one being down 1%, or one can be up 4% and one can be down 4%. Those create the same index value, but the dispersion is far greater amongst individual names in environments like this. So while I'm willing to keep my iron condors on in SPY, I'll call you a wimp on air, go straight up. I'm willing to keep my market iron condors on because I don't think the big market is going to have a shift. But I do think there are going to be some individual names that move this week. And that's where I'd be focusing any adjustments to the portfolio would be in some of those single names, particularly if they're going to be related to, you know, an earnings release this week.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, and it's a good perspective to have. It's different than the way that Dillon and I have historically been thinking about, you know, how we want to allocate our portfolio. So awesome added value, because it's causing us to think differently, and hopefully our listeners will think a little bit differently when they're setting up their portfolios as well. So Dillon, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry, you know, I'm off a little bit today. I was going to say, Ben, when we look internally at our data and our trade results, every time we look at Iron Condor results, and even some of our specific traders who are just so heavy on, we can't believe their results. You know, they're doing
it's insane.
They're doing so much with their cash with a $1 spread. If they're, I mean, some people are running 20, 30 condors on SPY, Q, IWM, these stocks, and you look at their results and they're just, it looks like Walmart.
I was talking to one of our users last week they're trading 30 condors on SPY every single day, and they've been using, what is that? 30 condors comes out to, I don't know how many dollars it is, but they've made $20,000 in profit by doing that over the past 6 weeks.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's great. I love it. I love seeing those success stories using our bots.
It's amazing. So
I love your condor. It's definitely my favorite.
Keep that in mind.
The wheel's great. The wheel's great too, but the condors are fantastic. I love that bot.
So Mark, I think we'll have to have you set up your own model portfolio for different market direction and different risk tolerances, so we get an idea of how you're thinking about it.
If that's allowed.
Dillon, what's that?
If that's kosher, if that's allowed for us.
Yeah, if that's allowed.
Oh yeah,
Dillon, sounds like you landed in this area this week. Bullish, low risk tolerance. Maybe you got some condors going, less trend spread going.
Yep.
I'm sure you've got some capital left over for cash just in case. I'm falling into this bucket as well. I think if this was Mark, maybe the portfolio would look like this.
Not necessarily for a low risk tolerance.
No, it's tough, you know, because I want to say a couple things. We're also working on new condor strategies, you know, not to get anybody overly excited, but we've seen the results consistent, you know, and we're messing around with some new stuff on the back end as well. So more to come there, but okay, excellent. So yeah, bullish low is kind of where I'm at. I dipped my toe in some moderate trend spread like that. Nike and AXP, those were a little, you know, paid a little bit higher premium, but yeah. Again, this time next week, no idea what I'm going to be doing. By the way, Silena says she needs to up her game on the Iron Condor. Yes, you do. Get on it. Silena, you're the best. Cool. What else do we have, gentlemen? Is that it? We got 15 minutes.
That's it for the agenda. So I'm good with closing us out. We got 15 minutes to the bell.
Okay. Fantastic. Mark, new host. We'll get you a headshot. You're going to get a headshot before Thomas does on our Friday show.
Nice.
Which is,
that really is a promotion.
You're really much more deserving. So we'll get that going for you. Anything else from your corner, Mark?
No, just get out there and enjoy it. Happy trading, everyone.
Happy trading. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We will be live again on Friday at 11:55 a.m. Eastern, just in time for some hands-free trading, automated trade execution. And Ben and Thomas will be rocking it out to determine the winner last week. They both went 2 for 3. You know, those are Hall of Fame baseball numbers right there. Good luck to the Yankees tonight. Moderate luck to the Giants. And as always, we will see you guys at the Peak. Thanks so much. Take care.
Cheers.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.